I want you guys to have the balls to set big goals. Most guys today make the mistake of setting pathetic goals that don't inspire them to want to get up early in the morning and take action. You set goals that you think you're able to hit, but not goals that are big and scary and intimidating. I believe that the life that you desire is out there. Someone is living it right now. The life that you want, someone is living it right now. The house that you want, the car that you want, being able to travel, the freedom to do what you want to do with whoever you want to do it, whenever you want to do it. Someone out there right now is living that life. So why can't that be you? We're not talking about going to Mars here. We're talking about creating a life that brings you fulfillment. And look, it's not about a set amount of money, although of course money gives you options. It gives you the ability to decide to pick up your bags and go wherever you want to go. If the conditions around you aren't as favorable as they once were, you can be like, honey, let's take the kids, let's go somewhere else. That's the power of having money. But it doesn't mean that if you earn 800,000 instead of 2 million, then you're a failure. No. But I want you to set goals that intimidate you. Because when they intimidate you, they force you to stretch and expand and become somebody different. Because in order to achieve something you've never had before, you must become somebody you've never been before. You must grow to reach those goals. Because if you knew how to make 100,000 a year, as an example, you'd be making it right now. So if you're not making it right now, it means you still have room for improvement. So you need to develop your skill sets. You need to acquire the information. But I'm a big believer in setting big goals. One of the mistakes I made in my early 20s was setting really low goals. And it didn't push me to want to achieve them. If you're making 2,000 right now and you set a goal to make 3,000, I mean, yes, 3,000 is better than 2,000, but is that goal exciting enough? I want you to set a goal that causes you to question yourself. Can I even achieve this? But at the same time, you ask yourself, what if I do end up achieving this? What if I actually pull this off? What kind of a life will I be living? So a goal that scares you but excites you at the same time. Those are the goals I want you to set. Goals that scare you and excite you. You know, Jim Rohn used to say, set a goal to become a millionaire for what it will make of you to achieve it. What's far more important is who you become in the process. The money's nice. The materialistic possessions are nice. But what's far more important is the man that you become in the process of achieving that goal. And for goodness sakes, if you haven't written it down, that's where you should start. One of the biggest mistakes that guys make today is they talk about these goals that they want to achieve, but they never write them down. How on earth do you expect to get anywhere close to achieving that goal if it's not written? I always say, don't think it, ink it. Use a pen, write it down. When you write it down, there's a spiritual connection between your mind, your hand, and a pen and a piece of paper. When you write it in your own handwriting, it's now more serious. And don't tell me, well, Ali, I've got my phone, I can open the Notes app. It's not the same. Your phone is just a device that will distract your attention non-stop. Write it down and put it somewhere you can see it so you are constantly reminded of the goal. You must be obsessed with it. Obsession is something that's looked at as harmful. Now, yes, you can be obsessed with something that's harmful, but obsessed in itself, the word, shouldn't have a negative connotation. If I'm obsessed with winning, it doesn't mean I hate my family and I don't spend any time with them or anything like that, or I want everybody else to lose. No. If I'm obsessed with winning, it means I care so deeply about myself. I want to go above and beyond. I want to keep pushing. I want to try and get as close to my potential as possible. And I've said this before. I personally don't believe we ever reach our potential, but you can get pretty damn close. You can get pretty damn close. So push the boundaries as far as possible. Imagine a prosperous future. Sit down and visualize it. What would that look like? Describe your perfect day. Where would you wake up? What would you do? Who are you around? And I want you to set goals that are bigger than money. Money is a byproduct of you becoming a valuable individual, of you providing value to the marketplace. But what is the mission? What are you looking to achieve? If you want to build a business, for example, what business is it? What are you looking to provide to the wider community? Are you looking to do things differently? What would your objective be as a CEO? Think about this. And I know a lot of you might be thinking, well, it's too soon, Ali. I'll get to that in the future. No, write it down today. Because it's a good reminder when you're engaging in the process. You resort back to the mission statement. I said this on day one. I am going to create a company that changes the way we do X, Y, and Z. I want to directly employ 100 individuals. I want to change 100 families' lives. I want to be able to create job opportunities globally. I want to open a business that has offices in multiple continents. As an example, you remind yourself, if it's just, I want a Lambo, it's not enough. Because you'll quit on the Lambo. You will. Because your mind will start negotiating with you. Well, but a car's just a car. It's just something that gets you from A to B. And then eventually you'll just forget about it. And you'll start resenting that goal as well. There's nothing wrong with a Lambo, but it's not enough as a goal. Remember, compensation is linked to value. So you'll get the car eventually when you become valuable enough to be able to afford one. I don't like seeing anything as expensive. It's not expensive. I just don't yet have the money. Because the moment you say it's expensive, it's this, it's overpriced, it's not overpriced. It's properly priced. You're just not in the bracket that can currently afford one. But if you had 5-10 million pounds, 300k on a Lambo would be nothing for you. And at that point, you might even consider it to be cheap. So you get the point here. I want you to be clear on the mission statement. What are you looking to do? Because that will keep you in the game for the long run. So many people start businesses, but then they're out of business before they've even really launched it because they're not doing it for the right reasons. And business is a very brutal environment. Most businesses don't succeed. So to give yourself the best chance, you need to have that clear mission statement from day one. And when I say business, I don't just mean a traditional brick and mortar business. I also mean if you want to create content, as example. Why? Why are you looking to create content? Get crystal clear on that. Because when you're very clear, you'll go the distance. When you're like, well, I just don't know. I think it's good to make money, and I think it's not enough. I was that guy. My goals were very shallow and pathetic. And then I got crystal clear on, why am I actually making these videos? Am I just making them for the sake of some AdSense? Because the AdSense isn't fantastic on YouTube. If it was about the money, I would have quit a long time ago. But for me, it's far deeper than that. It's being able to leave an impact on over 1 million lives around the world, which is why I upload consistently. Okay? So take goal setting very seriously. Now, I don't want you to think 10 years away, 20 years away. It's good to have an idea of your mission statement as a business, but don't stress yourself with how much revenue will I be getting as a business in 10 years' time. No. Set the mission statement and then start working on the process, making sure that you provide as much value as possible. The numbers will figure themselves out. As long as you're seeking to improve every aspect of the business as you're going along, you're asking questions, you're meeting people, asking for support, making adjustments along the way. The how doesn't matter. I've said this before. How you achieve the goal should not be something that concerns you in the early stages. The how will figure itself out. But so many people stress themselves on exactly how they're going to attain the goal. And as a result, they never start. I've heard this before. Ali, well, if I don't know how I'm going to do it, then what's the point? That's silly. It's the pursuit. It's the hunt that should excite you. It's being crap and then being good. What happened in the middle? What did you do differently to go from being crap to being really good at something? That's where the real sweetness is derived from. From steadily improving. You know, Earl Nightingale defines success as the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. You're progressively realizing that goal over time. It's not a destination. Success is not a destination. It's the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So write down that goal today. Don't procrastinate on it and say, well, I'll do it in the future. No, then you're not serious. You need to get good at implementing things immediately. Write down the goal. You can always make adjustments to it over time, but write it down on a piece of paper. Forget your phone. On a piece of paper, because I guarantee you write it in your phone or type it in your phone, you'll forget about it. And it'll be buried in your notes section. Write it on a piece of paper and have it somewhere you can see it. If you want to share your goal down below, feel free. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next one.